Welcome to the Global Speaker Advantage, the #1 podcast where your voice goes beyond borders. Hosted by Oliver Nshom, international speaker and coach, this show is for speakers ready to grow influence, land paid gigs, and make a global impact. Tune in every Tuesday and Friday weekly for insights, interviews, and strategies to help you thrive on the world stage. Let's go global.
Hey. What's up, dear viewers and followers from Singapore, Germany, from the United States, and of course from Africa. I'm super excited for this particular 27th edition of the Global Speakers Advantage podcast episode. And I'm super excited because today we have an amazing gentleman who is not only walking the talk, but he is talking the talk. He is not any other person but the one and only John Eta, aka Staderi, and he is coming all the way from Africa and from the Republic of Cameroon. And just before I get John, just a little bit about him. John is an entrepreneur, he's an author, he's an artist, and of course, he is a founder of the One Person Club and, of course, JANGICCUL. And in his One Person Club, he is having a team of over 200 visionary leaders and dreamers and entrepreneurs that they are joining him, and together they are daring. Frank, welcome on studio, John Eta, also known as Study. Hi, Study. How are you?
I'm good, super excited. As you
Great,
are presenting me, I'm like, oh, that's quite an introduction there. Thank you very much, Mr. Oliver Shum.
amazing, man. Great job, man. I
I'm,
love the
I'm
job you're
pleased
doing,
to
bro.
be here.
Great
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, at the Global Speakers Advantage podcast, you happen to be one of the first guests. We are having a
Okay.
conversation from Cameroon, from
Okay.
West Africa, and that just means a lot. That talks so much about the work you're doing in touching
Oh,
lives of
wow.
thousands of people in Africa, especially the younger generation. So, John, what motivated you into this work you are doing in Africa and around the world?
Well, I will start by a very powerful quote by Rory Vaden. And he said, we are most powerfully positioned to serve the person we once were.
Hmm,
So I had to rephrase that to say our divine assignment
hmm,
is to serve the person we once were.
hmm,
That's to say that I come from a very humbled and modest background.
hmm,
I've had my own fair share of struggles, disappointments, betrayals, rejections upon rejections.
hmm,
And I thought to myself, if ever I'm going to overcome all this, then I would dedicate the rest of my life to the service of my people and especially my generation. So
hmm.
that's the reason why I'm doing all what I'm doing right now.
That's amazing, man. And I personally observe what you've been doing for quite some time right now. This is almost 3, 4 years down the line. You're so
Yeah.
indefatigable. You're so focused. You're so determined. You keep on going. Now, what actually is your
Thank you.
secret? Before we dive deeper into this podcast conversation, we're talking about Africa, where you are currently in Cameroon, particularly. Uh, we have a lot of young people like yourself that they complain a lot about the bad government, the poor leaders, the bad leaders, which the many of them are actually the way they are describing. But again, they tend not to show up. They tend to lose hope. But here are you creating and invading the system and recruiting and going despite the challenges, the hurdles, the pain. What is your secret in the midst of chaos, in the midst of challenges, in the midst of trials, where the average young person is like, what have the government done for me? What have my parents done for me? But this is you. You are in the industry of creating and invading and disrupting the system. What kept you going despite the challenges that you experience as an entrepreneur? So, what is keeping you going despite the challenges you're experiencing as an entrepreneur in Africa and in Cameroon? And of course, today in the Global Speakers Advantage podcast, we're having an amazing guest, John Eta, aka Stardary. And let us know which part of the world you're watching this podcast from. Are you watching this podcast from Cameroon, Africa? Are you watching it from Asia and Singapore? Are you watching it from Malaysia? Are you watching it from Germany, in Europe, in United Kingdom? Or are you watching it in Minnesota or in Texas, in Dallas? United States. Let us know the country you're watching us from and which part of the world you're watching us from. This is very important. So, the question we have for our guest is, John Eta, what kept you going?
Yes.
In a country where an average young person complains about bad governance, poor economic system, everybody complains, and some goes to the extent of saying, like, some go to the extent of saying, what have my country done for me? What have my parents done for me? What have my uncles and aunties done for me? But this is you invading, creating, re-innovating the system. what
Yeah.
what really, where did you get your inspiration from? Apart from what you've already said, what motivates you to really keep on going in the midst of chaos?
Oh, intense.
And of course, one of the challenges that we obviously face in Africa, in Cameroon, is the internet, poor internet connection. So despite all of that, you are making strides. And so what is keeping you going instead of complaining like an average person will complain, or anyone
Thank
will
you very
complain?
much, Mr. Oliver, for this wonderful question.
Mhm.
I get this a lot. Just to say, I'm not part of the ABC syndrome that has, captured the minds of many young Africans and especially Cameroonians, where we spend our time accusing, blaming, and complaining. ABC. I think Cameroon is the best place to be. Africa is Africa is the best continent in the world,
Mm,
and if we must, if we want to be part of history, if we want to make things happen, if we want to solve problems, if we want to become wealthy, if we want to become billionaires, if we want to become people of value, then the best place to be is Africa and especially Cameroon. Why? Because beneath any problem we see, there is a huge opportunity.
mm,
And wealth is a byproduct of creating value for other people, someone else other than yourself. That is the definition of wealth. Creating value for some other person other than yourself.
mm.
So where is the place where people are facing the biggest challenges in life? It's in Africa, especially
Yeah.
Cameroon. We are in one of the poorest regions in the world.
Hmm.
And if you ask me that, where is the wealthiest place on earth? I will not tell you that is America or China or India or Africa. I will say the wealthiest place on earth is the mind of man. So, which
Mm,
shows that the African mind
mm,
has a problem.
mm.
And if we could just tackle that, and there is no best way to be of service or to be of an inspiration that to become the person that others can look up to and see that, oh, if this brother who was at same level with me has been able
Mm,
to build a business, create a community, create jobs, impact lives, create wealth, then I can also do it.
sure.
So the motivation in all this is that the problems we face and the desire to contribute to the dignity of the African people, because we are tired of being relegated to the background as if we are subhumans.
Mm,
Africans have the ability to create whatever we want to create in the world, to actually
mm,
dominate the global economy.
mm.
We have that in our DNA. We are kings and queens.
Absolutely.
So until we step up to that assignment, then we're not doing ourselves any favor.
Mm,
So I'm some sort of a rebel. Um, we are carrying out a revolution in Africa where young Africans are building the new Africa because we know the old walls are crumbling.
mm,
And the new Africa is going to be built by entrepreneurs, not by
mm.
politicians. by
Absolutely.
entrepreneurs like
Mm,
you and I.
mm.
So, as you know, I'm a community builder, and that's why we're doing the work we do because we have to serve our people and get ourselves to restore the dignity of the African people.
I love that. John Eta, President J.F. Kennedy said in one of his inaugural speeches, do not ask yourself what your country has done for you, but rather
Yeah,
ask what have you done for your country. In the same light, do
exactly.
not ask yourself what your parents have done for you, what your community have done for you, but ask yourself what have I done for my community and what am I doing for my community. Using your story
Exactly.
of impact and creating ideas and innovations, what part of your story can you actually use to inspire the young people listening to us? We have thousands that listen to us on the Global Speakers Advantage podcast every week, especially from Africa, on the fact that we need to start asking ourselves, what have I done to my country, to my community, to my family, instead of asking the opposite question. What message of
Yeah.
hope do you have to share to these people watching us right now and who will be watching after on the importance of asking the right questions and not the wrong questions?
I love what you just said, asking the right questions. And the first question was that what part of my story actually, triggered all of this?
Yep.
Let me start with that. I met rock bottom in my life.
Mm,
When my landlord had to kick me out of my apartment here in Douala when I
mm,
was an artist, that's
mm,
when I knew that, oh, this life has, pages and chapters.
mm,
So I committed to myself to change my situation.
mm,
Since music was not working for me, what else could I do?
mm.
Then, well, why this started working for me, I said, no, it means there are so many people who are still trapped in that condition.
Mm,
So that's what triggered it. And the message I have for my generation, those who are looking for ways to change their story, is exactly what you said, asking the
yeah,
right questions.
exactly.
Like someone said, um, what if this business I'm trying to do or this project I'm trying to carry out do not work?
Mm,
And I told him that, but why are you asking that kind of a question? He said, no, because I'm
yeah,
afraid. I said, no, you are not afraid.
yeah.
There's a difference between fear and
Mm,
anxiety. You are just suffering
mm,
from a lot of anxiety. Now
mm,
he asked me what is the difference. I said fear is taking cognizance of present danger, which is
mm,
good.
mhm,
It's very wise to be afraid if you see a current present danger. For example, if a lion just appears here, I need to be afraid and I start taking measures to defend myself or whatever or run away.
mm.
That is good. But anxiety is imagining that a lion will appear in this office.
Cool.
You see?
Mhm,
So you are imagining a future
mhm,
that you don't want.
mm,
That is very uncomfortable. And
mm,
you are taking that uncomfortable, desperate, frustrated future
mhm,
to disturb your current situation
mhm,
just because you asked the wrong question. So a lot of people who are trapped in poverty and struggle is
mm,
because they keep asking the wrong question. Now, here is how you
mm,
can just flip that question to be the right question.
mm,
What will happen if this my project goes well and succeeds?
mm,
How comfortable will I be?
mm,
How am I going to enjoy that situation?
mm,
Just flipping the question around changes everything and opens you to a whole lot of possibilities.
mm,
And I asked him, ask yourself that new question, and he asked himself, I said, stay there. This
mm,
guy I'm talking to you about, it was about having a visa to travel to Australia for a job.
mm,
And the guy who was proposing the opportunity told him, you're going to pay me this amount of money and I'm going to
mhm,
work the visa for you and every other process. And he
mm,
came and made me that, what if this thing does not work? And I asked him, what if it works? Start imagining
mm,
how your life will be transformed and the life of your loved ones will be transformed. He
mm,
was like, oh, yeah. I said, okay, tell me the things that is going to happen with you
mhm,
if these things work. And he started talking
mm,
about it. I said, ah, today as I'm talking to you, he's in Australia working and doing well for himself.
mm. I
Just
love
because
that.
of flipping the question around.
Mm. I
Yeah.
love that. That's amazing, man. I love that. I'm so impressed with the work you're doing with the people. Now, we're talking about build different. How John
Yes.
Eta turns ideas into impact. So it's
Yes.
about building here, John. And let's look at it this way. I love there's a mindset that young people need to inculcate. That abundant mindset is very important. Now, how can you build from zero? You know, how can you build from zero? Because a lot of people listening to us right now, they're wondering, how can I become like John Eta? How can I turn my ideas into action, into results, into innovations, into businesses, into companies? And that's exactly what you're doing. So, what are the three steps, that you can share with the people watching us right now to convert whatever thoughts that is jungling in their minds right now, whatever business innovation, business idea that have been thinking and craving and yearning about it, to get that into reality, just as you're doing with the 1% club, as you're doing with the Jangi, as you're doing with all the innovations that you're putting together. What are the three steps that any average person listening to us right now? You don't need to have a degree in the university. You can be able to do practical things that anyone can do right now to convert whatever idea, be it a book, be it an aircraft they want to build, be it whatever career they want to engage into. It three things that they can do right now, listening to us, to get the result they want. Please.
Thank you for that question, Mr. Oliver. I always say there is a sequence to everything, and there is a recipe. You know, the fundamental recipe that every successful person has been using is be, do, have. Be, do, have.
I love
In
that.
that order. Because you might have all the ingredients to cook a goosey soup, but you don't have the recipe. You're going to mess up the soup. I'm not a very good cook, but I know that the goosey will come before the okra. I'm
Mm.
sure you know that too.
Sure.
All right. But if you have all the ingredients on the table and you go and you start your soup with the okra,
Mhm.
you mess up the recipe. So a lot of people, they want to have, then they start doing before they think they will become. And it never works for them, and they feel trapped in a
Mm.
vicious cycle of perpetual poverty and
Mm.
want. What I want to tell them is that you have to first become from a mindset
Mm.
standpoint. Before you can start doing the things, then you'll be having the results you are hoping to have.
Mm.
Until you pause and follow this sequence, you are just
Mm.
going to be turning around and fumbling. You have to
Mm.
become. For example, if you take 100 billion and give to someone with a poverty mindset,
Mm.
that person is not going to become wealthy because you have given him $100 billion.
Mm.
In fact, that $100 billion can just make that person to die tomorrow
Exactly.
because that person has not become the person.
Mm.
But that person has the, you have given the person the money, he has the money, but
Mm.
since he has not become the person, it's only a
Mm.
matter of 6 months that money will no longer be with him, if at all he's going to be alive. So how do you now become to be? To be is that is an aspect of personal development, your
Mm.
mindset.
Yeah.
You have to reprogram your subconscious mind for success and wealth creation.
Mm.
And there's a process to that as well, to reprogram your subconscious mind.
Mm.
You know, you need to rewire, you need to reconstruct, you need to reprogram through repetition, frequency, and auto suggestions.
Mm.
You need to read, you need to listen to podcasts, you need to come to interviews like this and listen to people like you and I talk. I
Mm.
remember when you told me here in this same office that, hey man, I got this gig in the US, I'll be traveling in the next 3 weeks. I was like, man.
Mm.
But you went all through before I knew it, you were in the US, and here you are
Mm.
today, on
Mm.
a global platform, running things with some of the big names in the speaking industry. And I'm
Mm.
like, this guy, because you became the person. So
Mm.
the Oliver we're seeing here was just a visible part. The
Mm.
real Oliver was already in the US making things happen in
Mm.
his mind. So there
Mm.
was nothing that could stop Oliver and hold you, space bound in Cameroon. There was nothing because your
Mm.
energy was already on a whole different frequency.
Mm.
You remember that day
Yeah. Yeah, I
when we
remember it
had that
so well, man.
conversation?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
that was
because you are first of all, if I go down your story, I will see how from
mm.
Bamenda to Yaoundé, you had become
Mm.
the person, you had organized so many trainings. I
Mm.
met a lot of people. Each time I'm
Mm.
talking to them, your name keeps popping up. Oliver
Mm.
Shom, Oliver Shom. I'm like,
Mm.
"Whoa, this guy, Oliver Shom." You had
Mm.
multiplied yourself in the minds of people. So it was just a
Mm.
matter of time,
Mm.
you know, since you had already become the person to start doing the things, and
Yeah.
today you're having the results.
Mm.
So It works with everyone. It's the same job I did for myself. And whoever wants to become, a successful person should use this sequence: be,
Yeah.
mindset, do,
Yep.
strategy. What are you doing? You want
Mm-hmm.
to become wealthy in which industry?
Mm-hmm.
What's your niche? What's your qualification?
Mm-hmm.
What skills do you have?
Mm-hmm.
How you developing that? Who do you know? All of that is strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Then to have the things, you must have access to capital.
Mm-hmm.
How you taking action to connect to have access to capital so that you can become the kind of person you want to be. Talking
Hmm.
about capital, we're talking about human resource capital,
Mm-hmm.
cultural capital, organizational capital, social
Mm-hmm.
capital, financial capital, skill,
Mm-hmm.
expertise capital, and so on. So these three things, once you have them together, then
Mm-hmm.
you can now start your life and you consider three things still: impact, influence, income in today's time.
Hmm.
So basically, it's a sequence for me. I'll tell guys, go to the sequence and do what you have to do. There are no
Man,
shortcuts.
you nailed it. You nailed it there, man. Like you really nailed it, And John, have you noticed that people who steal money, somebody can
Yes,
steal 1 billion today,
yes.
and in the next 1 month they're broke. Have you noticed that?
Of course, because I've not
So
become the person.
thank you. A thief will always be stealing. Have you ever
Yes.
wondered why? I just love what you said. Be, do, and have. That's the blueprint for success in any industry. And so a
Yeah,
thief will keep on stealing despite the fact that he's having a lot of money that he's stealing because he has not become someone
exactly.
who can handle that amount of money that he's stealing. And so his
Yes.
frequency, his vibration, he doesn't vibrate up to millions he's stealing. So he can't keep that.
You
And
can't keep
that's
that.
why I love the fact that you emphasize on the be, do, have framework, because there are some people, once they succeed, they have succeeded. They can never become
Yes.
unsuccessful because it took them a
No way.
process of building up layers after layers, session after session, season
Yeah.
after season, dream after dream, year after year. And that is why they actually, if you take away, I believe today that if you take away everything from John today, if you take away everything from Jabner, Dr. Jabner, George today, from some of us, if you take away everything, we can still recreate. You know why? Because we have become what we do.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it is not that we have to just keep on strategies, but you have to first become. Because once you become, you
Become.
if it's taken away from you, you can always get it back. You have to become,
Exactly.
because once you become, it's easy to do and have it. And you talk so much about strategies, and one of the things that you mentioned, I want to just say to our viewers, is character integrity. Character
Yeah.
integrity is actually one of the things that can give you any billions and any millions that you want. If people know that
Yeah.
you're a man of your words, and you have the integrity in the what you say, you do it, man, you are automatically rich for life. And
That is it.
I followed a Nigerian speaker, and he said something like, in Japan,
Yeah.
when you want to do a business with a Japanese, the first time he invites you in a restaurant, not in his house. So if you fulfill your words, your commitments, then the next time he will invite you in his basement. If you
You
fulfill your
see?
commitments, the next time he will not invite you in his basement, but he invite you in his living room for the business.
You see?
So they trust you based on what you were able to do from the promises you made. And that was a game changer.
You
So,
see?
John, let's talk a
Yes,
little
sir.
bit about the have part of it, bro. The do, we talk about the strategies, and then the have, we talk about execution, like brutal execution. So we are having before I dive into my question to you, I want to give a big high shout to Mangong Bless, Star Daddy in the building. He says Star Daddy in the building, watching from Cameroon. Uh, my own coach Wilfred Quine, are there for Cameroon, watching from Cameroon. Nancy, Duana Raymond, watching live from Douala, Cameroon. Sylvia Aha, mindset of a builder. I guess Sylvia is from Cameroon, live from Douala, Cameroon. Sylvia, pretty good. Dr. Jab New Jersey, awesome the conversation or discussions. Watching, I guess it's from Texas. Sylvia, Patience, Kimby. Oh my God, watching from Dallas, Texas. We are fighting a losing fight. If there are no systems to sustain our African economic, we need to begin thinking in systems which will power all of our big ideas. Thank you so much, Patience from Dallas. Then we have Sylvia again. Recipe for every successful person: be, do, have. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Beautiful. Oh, let's go. So, question to you, my dear friend John. Looking at the look of things in Africa right now, you notice that
Yeah.
in America here, anytime they want to call Africa, Cameroon, third world countries, developing countries, all right? So,
Yes.
what can you suggest as an economist, as an innovator, as a builder, for us to flip this conversation from developing countries to a developed country? When is Europe, Asia, America when would they start calling Africa developed country? So what is the problem with the African brothers and sisters that they cannot be able to make Africa great again? And what's the solution to the problem? Like Patient is saying.
Yes. If I say I have the solution, then I'll be lying to you. We're all frustrated. It's a very big and complex problem that, no one man should claim to have the solution to the problem. We are trusting God for inspiration step by step
Mhm,
because the problems in Africa are so many.
mhm,
And they say if you want to save Africans, your African brothers, use your left hand because you need to keep your right hand to save yourself from them.
mm. That's deep.
Yes. Yes. That said, I think we have a problem of mindset and a problem of education. There are two things in Africa that is keeping us to sleep. If you cut down the amount of religiosity in Africa
Mhm,
and you cut down the amount of alcohol consumption, I think Africans will start thinking.
mm,
You know, there are a lot of people who having a narrative that we should suffer on earth and we are going to enjoy our promises in heaven, a good life in heaven.
mhm,
For me, I want to enjoy my own good life on earth.
mm,
That's the first thing.
mm.
Secondly, alcohol, you drink alcohol today, you feel good, you vibe,
Yeah,
you are high, but in the morning, your problems are still waiting for you.
yeah.
So that too is not a solution.
Mm.
What then is the solution? The solution is a solution of mindset. And you
Love
cannot know
that.
what you don't know.
I
So
love
I'm
that.
right now on a mission
Mm,
to help many Africans to travel overseas.
mm,
Now, I'm being, a lot of people attack me for that
mm.
those stands. But what they don't know is that traveling is the best form of education.
Yeah, absolutely.
The,
That's right.
the reason, if you were in the US, maybe we'll not be having this global platform of speakers today.
Mm-hmm.
But we're having it because you took a move. Jesus Christ is a member of the diaspora. He
Mm,
left and went to Egypt, and when he came back as a king.
mm,
Moses is a member of the diaspora. Abraham moved, that's diaspora.
mm,
You see, Jacob moved, that's the diaspora. Joseph moved and
mm,
became the prime minister of Egypt and had to save his people. That's diaspora. All the leaders in the world, if you see China, in the past 6 months, I've been to China 3 times.
mm,
In October, we're going again. I'm carrying a big team to China. This time around, I hope to carry like 40 to 50 people along with my delegation to
mm.
China because I just want guys to see what I saw. When I went to China for the first time, I was blown away. And I told
Mm,
myself, this is what we've been talking about. So let's bring a lot of our people to come and see. Just observing is the best form of education.
yeah,
So I'm on a mission to help a lot of people, especially with the new platform that we created this year, the John
mm,
Eta Family Capital,
absolutely.
JFC Army. I have a
Mhm,
whole army, and I want a lot of them to travel overseas.
mm,
Because if you don't see, you will not know.
mm.
When you are in Cameroon, in
Absolutely.
Douala, you think this is all what the world has got to offer. Hell no.
Abs-
If you just to Malabo here, you will see the whole different level of development. You'll be asking yourself questions.
mhm,
That why can't we have that? We have all the resources we need.
mhm.
We have a very good climate. We have some wonderful people. Cameroonians are very hardworking,
Yeah.
educated, and intelligent.
Mhm,
Cameroonians are very good people.
mhm.
Why then is our country not moving? We're not taking the next level. I
I
will
love
tell
that.
you, it's a matter of education. We need to educate ourselves. That's why a lot of people say, oh, focus on your real estate. I said, no, I cannot focus on real estate alone.
Mm-hmm.
They say, okay, focus on your bank, your credit
Mm-hmm.
union. I said, no, I cannot focus on credit union. I
Mm-hmm.
told them my number one industry is the education industry.
I love that.
And they're asking me, how much are you making with your education industry? I said, I don't need to make any money. I'm on a mission.
I love that.
Personal development to empower my people, and I'm getting fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living my purpose. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life in the education industry, both
Mm.
alternative and conventional education. That is where we need to put everything we have. Because
Mm-hmm.
once our people have the right mindset, they need to optimize their skills, their
Mm-hmm.
skill sets. Once they optimize their skill sets, we need to create the systems and the tools. We're already doing that at the micro level.
Mm-hmm.
Gradually, we're going to take it at the macro level.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I need to say this: we need to mobilize ourselves as
Yeah.
communities, because one man cannot do anything for. No matter how powerful that one man is, you cannot
Mm-hmm.
do anything worthwhile, very concrete.
Mm.
So we have to mobilize ourselves in groups, in communities, in organizations, and change our narrative one step at a time. And we should know that we are at war. That's why this
Mm.
year, we started using like the military model in
Mm.
doing whatever we are doing, military all the way. Because you cannot
Mm.
be in a country where there is war, bullets are fighting, and you say you are a peaceful person. You are not at war. No, we are at war. Now our enemy is poverty. We're not using guns,
Mm.
but we are at war. And the whole African continent, all the youths of this continent, we should know that we are at war.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be at war and you're sleeping 8 hours, 10 hours a day.
Mm-hmm. I love that. We are
All
at
of us, we
war.
are soldiers.
Yeah.
We have
I
to
love
step
that.
out as soldiers
Mm-hmm.
because we are at war. Even on social media, we are at war. You see the
Absolutely.
way, if I, like, sometimes I can put the camera in my office and I dance. That
Mm-hmm.
video will have 2,000 views in no time. But when I
Mm.
do a concrete personal development content, well
Mm-hmm.
curated and put it out there, it's going to have 300 views.
Mm.
Why? Because we are at war. They want
Mm-hmm.
us, the algorithm is favoring people who are clowns and jokes,
Entertainers. Mm-hmm.
entertainers. Then people like us, they make sure that we have a hard time with the algorithm
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want our people to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
We're at war at
I
every
love that.
level. The average Cameroonian does not know how to raise capital for themselves. A lot of people are looking for like 5 million francs. If you give the average Cameroonian 5 million francs, it's not like 5 million francs is too much money, but it's going to help them take a next level in their lives and
Yeah.
careers. But they don't
So
have access to this money and there is no
mm,
plan to it because they don't know and nobody cares about them.
I
So,
love
in
that.
all of these gaps, we need to fit in and try to serve our people.
I love that, John. And that's so powerful, John. I buy the same philosophy
Thank
you
you.
have. I believe, John, that people don't need opportunities all the time. Our people in Cameroon don't need opportunities. This is what they need. They need education. John, do you agree with me that if you give opportunities to people who are not educated to manage these opportunities, they will abuse these opportunities? Do you believe that?
Of course, but Africa is the place with the biggest opportunities. Here is the flip side. The nuance is that we are not prepared for the opportunities.
There we go.
The Chinese will come here and are mining the gold better than us. But we
Okay.
have been sitting on this gold and we don't even know that there's gold.
I love
If you
that.
ask an average Cameroonian that how much does 1 carat cost in the US, they will not be able to tell you.
You see?
They-
So,
You ask them that, okay, if you go to Betua, how much does 1 carat cost?
mhm,
They will not be able to tell you. They're not educated. They teach us every other the things that they don't want us that they want us to know, and the real things that we're supposed to know, they don't teach us.
mhm,
We are currently in Cameroon. We are sleeping on top of the one of the richest soils in the world.
mm.
There's oil, there's bauxite. In short, all the resources you can never imagine is in Cameroon.
So, John, what
Untapped.
this is very important. What
Yes.
advice, what recommendation can you give to the young people listening to us right now? We see many of them on the comment section all around the world on
Yeah.
how, especially from Africa. I don't want to say third world country, but that's a fact. It's a third world country.
Yeah, it's a
From
third world country.
Cameroon, from Egypt, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa. Right now, what advice or recommendation can you give to them on how to strategically begin to position themselves for opportunities that they are there where they are, not necessarily trying to reinvent the wheel all the time.
That's a powerful question. I'll approach it from how I tackled my life, my personal life. There are 4 steps every man is going through in life. You've got struggle, you've got survival, you've got success, and you've got significance.
Mhm.
Now, what most people do, because they're thinking only about themselves, they're very individualistic and egoistic. So
Mhm.
they'll struggle and struggle and they get to survival. They
Mhm.
survive, working, putting themselves together, and they get to success. And
Mhm.
most people end at the level of success. Once you have your good car, your good house, and so on, to you, it's okay for you and your family, and you don't care about your neighbor. Actually, if
Mhm.
you go back to the neighborhood, it's to show your friends you left in the neighborhood that you have made it and they have not made it. That's why most people go back to the neighborhood, you know.
Mhm.
So there's a lifestyle kind of competition that we're having amongst ourselves, and that's what is killing us because we're not approaching life from a place of holistic uh, or loving ourselves.
Mhm.
Wealth is a product of love, abundance of love.
Mhm.
Like Miss L usually says that you should not give from your cup, you should give from your overflow. So we
Absolutely.
don't even have the love within ourselves to love each other, love our nation, love our continent. It begins from that,
Absolutely.
such that we don't start dragging each other down. We don't start dragging each other down.
Mhm.
You know, when you see one person rising, we should all go and support that person to win.
Mhm.
You see one person rising, support that person to win. Now, some
Mhm.
people, like all these things I'm doing, you are seeing it because you're on the same struggle. But a lot of
Mhm.
these guys are watching us like, who does this Oliver think he is?
Mhm.
So he thinks he's a global speaker. Who does this John think he is? You know, for no good reason. Now they'll claim like, yes, man, I love what you're doing. No, you don't love what I'm doing. You would have supported us. You would
Mhm.
have joined us. I love what
Mhm.
you're doing with the credit union. No, you don't love what we are doing with the credit union. You don't love it. No, I'm clapping for you from the fence. No, you're not clapping because I'm at war. I could die,
Mhm.
and you could be the next person who could save me.
Mhm.
It's very difficult to do business in Cameroon. I hope you know
Mhm.
that. You
Yeah,
know that.
for
I
sure.
just be saying, I
Yeah,
hope
for
you
sure.
know. So for us
Now,
to be surviving year after year and 8 years we are here, and you
mhm.
have been watching and you are saying, oh man, I love what you're doing. Sometimes I don't just want to get into any argument with
Mhm.
anyone, but I know you don't love what we are doing.
I get you.
You don't love what
So,
we are doing
yeah.
because you
So,
have the
John.
very primitive African mind. Most
Mhm.
guys, even in the US, Canada, UK, they have left Africa, but Africa has not left them. They're very
Mhm.
primitive village mind. They don't
I
work
get
together.
you. Mhm.
Okay, I'm into the business of real estate and we're trying to build gated communities. I'm
Mhm.
surprised. I'm just a young man. Just you and I, we're young people. All these
Absolutely.
guys who have made so much money, they come
Mhm.
to Cameroon. Every person is saying, I don't build at my house. You go to the place, he has built a big mansion inside a bush, he's living there alone. He's not even living there. And the place has no value because he went and did it alone. Why
Mhm.
20 of you can why can't you mobilize yourself? 20 powerful guys who have lived in the US for 20 years. Put
Mhm.
your resources together and say, okay, let's build this gated community exclusive for ourselves. So that it should have some aesthetics, it should be safe, secure, and structured.
Mhm.
And put it on rent. That's our own way to contributing to the economy and to nation building.
Mhm.
How do you see
Love
that?
that.
That's what
It's
Nigeria is doing. Ghana is doing it. But Cameroonians, they're competing with each other, which is very unhealthy. We have to
mhm.
stop that and start loving ourselves. Start
Mhm.
believing that, you know, raising someone up, pushing other people instead makes you become a bigger person.
There we go. So, John, that I love that so much, bro. Now, two things I wanted to address here. Number one, I wanted to address the situation of how do you expect, what do you expect from people that reach out to you instead of saying I love what they do? What do you actually expect them to do to show that love that entrepreneurs and innovators and disruptors like you in Africa are doing? How do you expect them to show love to you, to collaborate with you? Number two, how can you assure the people that want to invest in Africa? Because again, I believe that most of the time there's lack of trust because experience shows that people that at times they trust relatives, they trust friends, they trust people with their money to do projects for them, and they took the money and consumed the money, and there was nothing they could do about that. So how can you guarantee the people listening to us or assure them? What do you have to say to assure them that hey, if people are coming back to Cameroon to invest with you, to invest with X, to join together as a team to invest, it's going to be a game changer and it's possible.
All right. I was talking about the 4 steps people take to become successful: struggle, survival, success, significance. What I did for myself is to approach all at once. I'm
Okay.
struggling. I'm still struggling till now. I'm
Mhm.
still surviving.
Mhm.
I'm already successful. and I'm having significance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is how all of us collectively we should approach life.
Mm-hmm.
Significance should be the end goal. Significance. And what significance? Impact, investment. Now, I think I'll still come to say we are very primitive. I'll still say that. We are still very primitive in the way we approach entrepreneurship. In the US, Google it. 65% of all the businesses created in the US fail before the next five, before their first 5 years. 65%. And you will notice that at the 10th year, you'll find only 15 still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being very generous with the figures, even.
Yeah.
Maybe it's even less than 15.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when somebody tries,
Unlike 85% in Cameroon that failed within the first
exactly,
5 years.
let's even be conservative. Let's say 50% in Cameroon will succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, Africa is a better economy when it comes to saving a business than the US. But just because they are your brothers and sisters, you will now demonize, criminalize them for failing. Failing in entrepreneurship is a very good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had to develop a very thick-skinned farm. Yeah, if not, I would have been,
I know.
depressed, sick, and dead by now, or I would have been in prison. But I had to fight because somebody who is investing in real estate and in 3 months is already expecting that he's going to become a wealthy person in 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
in 6 months. You okay? We because we got a very flexible approach to help since we're developing a gated community where our clients can buy land with a flexible payment plan. That's okay. You can give them the land, they can be paying instrumentally just so that's a way of contributing. Somebody will start buying a land and you'll be paying 100,000 and it gets to 400,000 francs. You say, well, I have a problem here. Please, can I have that 400,000 francs back?
Mm.
You were
That
buying
depends.
land or you have invested 2 million, you come back in that on that 2 million. That where I have a serious problem right now. Please, can I have that 2 million francs back? What sort of business is that?
That's
So at one
crazy.
point, I just told the team, refund everybody, and we are not using that approach anymore. Whoever does not have their money,
Mm-hmm.
because we wanted to do this and build the houses because the diaspora is facing a very critical issue that you just mentioned now. The problem of trust. Without trust, an economy cannot grow. Cameroon, seriously, there are some guys here who are not serious. All
Yeah.
right, they give money to their families or their friends and they misuse the money. That is a
Yeah.
fact.
Mm-hmm.
And we cannot condone with that and we don't appreciate that. And it has made us who are back home doing business to lose credibility because these diaspora people, they work so hard for their money. And it's painful that somebody will work so hard for their money and will want to invest back home and they'll send that money through you and you have nothing to show for. They'll be discouraged. They have a right to be discouraged.
Yeah.
But this is what we saw that as a very big problem. We said, okay, how can we come in between to look for a common ground? And we said, through our research and development, what if we give them options of buildings and they choose what they want? We ask them to do 25% down payment and we build the house and give them the key
Mm.
before they pay the rest of the money.
Mm.
If you are the investor, would you love to invest in something like that?
Sounds great, bro.
Yes. So it solves the problem of trust. So that's
Yeah,
what we
I
are
think
going. We
I
are, we
love
are not
that.
we are not relenting. We are working very hard. The gated
Mm-hmm.
community is coming very strong. So we're advising the diaspora, if you really want to be part of legacy and history, this is the time. With the 1% Club, we're here to build futuristic, exclusive gated communities with a great security that is green, smart, and sustainable. Be
That's
part
sweet,
of
bro.
this movement. And because all of us should not fall bush, some of us should stay here and partner with the diaspora because Cameroon has a very vibrant and very intelligent and resourceful diaspora. And I keep saying there is nothing we can do without our diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
So then our diaspora needs to be educated as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You
They need
know,
to be educated.
they need to be educated. They're not investors. They don't even know how to invest. The fact that you have money does not make you an investor.
Mm-hmm.
Some of
I
them come
get
and invest in things that you don't even. How can you want to do agriculture and you're in America?
it. Mm-hmm.
You want to come and do agriculture with 20 million francs. You say you want to do plantation with 20 million francs? Are you kidding? And you're in America.
So, uh, this is very
You say,
interesting.
no, I'll
Just
put
to
people to be managing it. People have been watching movies, man.
so now look at it, right? So
People
again,
have,
The people in the
Yeah.
United States, in Europe, in
Yes.
Dubai, there is a lot these guys here go through, bro, in terms of work, in terms of raising capital. Now, this is the truth, man. When you're in Cameroon, when in Africa, when you hear that at times somebody is in Europe, in United States, in Dubai, all of these places, some people just think that, oh wow, this person automatically become rich. There's a lot of money there and all of that. That is a fact. But I bet you, to have money, to make money in the United States, you got to work, bro. Like you got to
Man,
sweat. And Americans, they don't give their
facts.
money just like that. You have to work for the money before you get it. Number two, in America, for instance, there are a lot of bills that people are paying here, bro. Mortgage,
Hmm.
rent, a lot of stuff. And things are really, really not like in Cameroon. So for somebody to work, take care of the rents, the bills, the mortgage, all of that, and still have money to save is a lot of commitment, intentionality, and dedication. Now, the person is so careful where to put this money, how to use this money, who to collaborate with to use this money. And that is one of the
Yeah.
reasons why some people in America or in Europe, other parts of the world, they are very skeptical who they trust with their money, who they do business with, because they go through a lot to make that
That's a
money.
fact.
And
Yeah.
so the point here is that those who want to come to Cameroon and Africa and work with you, or I don't want to make this conversation more of Cameroon, America. This is a global
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
podcast, and we have people listening
Africa. Let's talk
all
about
over.
Africa as a whole.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about Africa. So
Hmm.
a young man listening in South Africa, in Kenya, in Nigeria, in Ghana, right now in Tanzania, what is that thing? That maybe even in the United States, we have young people here who need that counsel that you have. What is that thing you
Yeah.
can give to them, to start doing right now to invest for the future? Just before I let you know, there is a concept. Bet from 0 years to 18 years, that is under the 5 stages of life. That's a dreaming stage. The 5 stages of life.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
0 to 18 years, a dreaming stage. There you can dream and do all your dreaming. From 18 to 36 years, that's exploring. You explore, you fully exhaust your potential, take risks, don't obsess over money. And then from 36 years to 54 years, you jump onto opportunities, double your effort, play your strength. Now,
Yeah.
from 54 years to 72 years, you share your unique gifts and all of that, listening to others, supporting. And 72 to 90 years, you are revising and inspiring the next generation and interacting with young people in a meaningful way. Now, this is what is interesting. And after this, I need to ask you this question. From 0 to 18 years, dreamer. 18 to 36 years, explorer. Okay, 36 to 54 years, a builder. And then from
Yeah.
54 to 72 years, mentor. And then 72 to 90 years, a giver. You're giving back to the community.
Yeah.
Everybody must not follow this framework, this pattern of 5 stages of life. Now, but at this point, most of the people listening to us, that between the stage of exploring life and building. And
Yeah.
at 36 to 54 years, you're building. You're supposed to be building effortlessly, unapologetically, brutally building. So what do you have to say to those explorers 18 to 36 years right now? Because many of them feel like life is an experiment. I have to try this, I have to try this, I have to try that, which is fantastic. At the same time, some already were fortunate enough to have found one thing that they're passionate about doing, they love to do for the rest of their lives. Like in my case, I found
Yeah.
it, and they're focusing on that one single thing. What is your advice to people listening to us right now, or your recommendation on the importance of doing so many things to find out what you already do, and to choosing one thing that you love to do and doing it until you see the result you want?
Yeah. I'll start by saying focus is key. You know, follow one course until successful. Focus is key, but then you can focus on the wrong, and you find out that you focus on one thing for the past 10 years, and you focus on the wrong thing.
Mhm.
So, what are you going to be focusing on in the first place? You know, so like you spoke about, I see this in 4 stages: the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and the night of your life. You know, so most of us are in the afternoon of our lives, and The morning, the afternoon, the evening, and the night. We're in the afternoon of our lives, and this is where we're making the best decisions.
Mhm.
Now, whatever you are doing, the goal is to create wealth because there's going to come a time where you will not be physically able to be working.
Yeah.
There's even going to come a time that we will not be able, you and I will not be able to make this podcast.
Yeah.
We'll not have the energy.
Mhm.
So, how do we prepare for that? We're already at the level where the next stage is that we'll be go on retirement. So, how do we
Yeah.
build wealth? That's why I keep saying that to build wealth, there's a process to building wealth. There is a process, and there is no wealthy man who has not failed in business.
Mhm.
So, Africans should know that wherever they are, that failure is part of entrepreneurship. In Africa, we don't do research and development. People think they can just come research on Facebook. You see that half of their annual budget is going to research and development.
Yeah.
Amazon same. All the big companies in the world, half of their budget is going into research and development. Now you see somebody who just say, "Okay, I have this my 100 million. I want to come and do agriculture." If you tell that person allocate 30 million for your research and development, they'll say no. No, 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 no. For what? I've seen this person who has a plantation. He's successful also. I can also come and do it. So the wealthy people, first of all, in Africa, do not tell us the truth. I
Mm.
also realized that. It's when I
Mm.
got into it that I saw the reality of it and I saw that, hey, these guys really like to also.
Mm.
It is not what I thought. I thought
Mm.
building a big empire, creating wealth was a matter of hard work or intelligence and things like that.
Mm.
Right now, I'll tell you, it's none of that, man. It's strategy,
Mm.
it's relationship,
Mm.
it's reputation.
Mm. It's
So they
character.
didn't teach us all of that.
Yeah.
You know, reputation is supposed to be a whole course in the university, in
Yeah.
secondary school, how to build your personal brand.
Mhm.
Because becoming a wealthy person is just about becoming an attractive personality.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's right, bro. I love that.
But
So,
do we need to be 30 years old before we start discovering that 35, 40, 50 years?
mm,
When you already messed up the rest of your most vibrant years of your life? You see that we're going back to education.
mhm.
Some people think that it's about working hard, working hard. Like you're saying, in America, people work so hard. It's true, they work so hard, have relatives and friends. But I keep telling them, no amount of hard work is going to create wealth for you, my dear brothers and sisters. No amount.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hard work is a vital and fundamental element,
Mhm.
but it alone is not going to make you wealthy.
Yeah.
You need to be in a circle, in a mastermind group. Like the Bamileke people here, they could say they are in Nyongo or Famla. Those are the people actually doing the right things. If you don't have a mastermind group in the US, then you are just wasting time. You can never be a multimillionaire or billionaire.
That's a fact. That's the truth. That's the
Go
truth.
and join
So,
mastermind groups. What is being created in circles, 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 circles. Do we have them in Cameroon? Okay, since you are in the US, have they invited you in any circle, mastermind group?
yeah, I'm a member of the James Kennan Mastermind. That's my mentor, and I just spoke in
But
their
those are what
event.
I see you with white people now. They are not Africans, right?
Oh no, I don't belong to any African mastermind group.
So now we need to. That's why you have created your own mastermind group, the
Mhm.
Kanasa in Cameroon,
Yeah. Hmm.
and I'm a part of it. You see, I'm
Congratulations.
inviting you to also be part of my own mastermind group, the John Eta Family Capital. You know, so that we build capital together. I'm inviting you from the US. Are you accepting?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Let's clap. Let's clap. Let's clap. Mr. Storm Elvis is part
Great
of the
job.
army.
Hmm.
So mastermind groups and mastermind groups. If you
Hmm.
read the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill emphasized
Yeah.
on the power of the mastermind alliance, and he clearly stated that you can never achieve anything great without a mastermind
Mm. Powerful.
because you cannot do anything alone, anything great alone. I've not seen anybody who has ever achieved anything great alone.
Hmm. That's a
I
fact.
started following Trump, and I got to realize that Dan Penna, there's one pa in Scotland who has a castle.
Hmm.
Trump goes there every year to get mentorship. Trump and most of the big guys in the world. That's
I love that.
where they decide a lot of things. There are many mastermind groups in Africa and so on, in Europe, in the
Mhm.
US.
Yeah,
You need to connect to these circles because it's about frequencies.
yeah.
You
It's about
know,
frequencies.
it's about
So
frequencies.
yeah,
You
John,
know,
this
like right
yeah.
now, if I really need to do business in Cameroon
Mhm.
in the next 5, 10 years, that's why I can't wait for Cameroon to have a new president. I'm not hiding it.
Yeah.
I have to be the friend to the president
Mhm.
of the nation. If I'm not the friend to the president of this nation in the next 5 years, I will leave Cameroon.
Mhm. I
Because
love
what am
that.
I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What
Mhm.
am I doing? World is politically oriented. As an entrepreneur, you must work with the system in your country because it's a matter of decision and relationships.
Yeah.
Without the right connection, the right systems, the right network, no matter how intelligent and bona fide you are in entrepreneurship, if they decide to close you like this, you
Mhm.
disappear.
That's a fact.
You'll
And
be
and
inexistent.
and John, I just want to take this opportunity to say, for those who are watching us from Cameroon, make sure you have
Yeah.
your voter's card. I'll be
Of
flying
course.
to Washington to vote in Cameroon. I want to vote, you know, even as the community here in the United States that have to vote for the presidential election in Cameroon. That's cool.
Mhm.
So if you're watching this podcast right now, if you're in Africa or in Cameroon, where the next presidential election is coming up in less than 2 months, friend, make sure
Yes.
you get your voter's card and vote, because this is a
Get
time
your
we
voter's
have to
card.
rewrite the history of this nation of Cameroon and
It's
country
our
of
civic
Africa.
responsibility. Vote for the person you think is good for the job.
Yeah.
We are not
So
campaigning for anyone. We are not into
exactly.
partisan politics. But I think we should take our responsibilities as Cameroonians, and we should be
Yeah.
responsible enough to exercise our civic right, which is to
Yeah.
vote.
Very important.
Don't start complaining when you have not registered to vote. Then you
Yeah.
are the problem. You are part of
That's
the
the point.
problem.
So everybody watching, ensure
Yeah.
that you get your card and vote, because we have to decide the
I'll be in
future.
China during the elections, but before I go, I'll need to find out where I can vote from China.
Excellent. So we have to do everything
Yes.
to vote. Now, looking at this, John, uh,
Yeah.
there was a time in my career as a professional speaker where I felt like I was plateauing, that all
Yes.
the stuff I've been working on for years and years is failing me. And I remember at the first time I met with Dr. George Bird was in 2015, where he left Kumu, came and met me in Bamenda, and we had some conversations how we could scale up our speaking careers. And at
Yeah.
that time, I was about to plateau. I felt so terrible that my speaking career was going into the trash can, was swimming into the river, and I was not going to catch it. And at that
Mhm.
point, I felt bad. And the person that actually inspired me not to give up was Dr. Jack Newgerbert, the person
Okay.
that I was doing with him in those days. And now I realized that in 2015, when I met George Bird for the first time, I was somehow of inspiration to him. He came and met me. We had some conversations. And in
Yeah.
2018 and 19, when I was about giving up, he was an inspiration to me
You
not to
see?
give up. Now, this is the point I'm
Yeah.
making. I realized that when you have the opportunity to play at your best, when you failed,
Yes.
you are not inspiring the person that will be inspiring you in the nearest future to play at his best.
Yeah.
And I believe that the reason why Cameroon it is what is today, Africa is what is today, some developing countries is what they are today, is because the people that had to play at their best at the time when they had to play at their best failed. And because
Exactly.
of that, the people that had to inspire to take over from them, where they could be inspiring them in the future, they did not show up. So, what do you have to say to the people listening to us right now to stop giving excuses and complaining and whining and to be at the top of their game? Because I believe that when you really want anything you want, you can get it. And you are a perfect example, John, and myself, I'm a perfect example. When you really want
Yeah.
something, no matter what it takes, you get it. Not going the wrong way, not going entering a court to get it, but if you trust God and work the process, you get it. He will give it to you. It's true that
He will give it to
behind
you.
every big intention, there's always disruption. When you want to become
Yeah.
somebody, that you want to become, there are going to be challenges. But those challenges at times have to test you. Pain is one of the reasons why people did not give up. What do you have to say to the people watching us right now on the importance of playing at the top of their game so that they can inspire somebody somewhere silently watching and admiring them, so that by the time they are getting tired, that person comes and give them a pat on the back and refuel their energy for them to keep on going. And that way, we can build a nation, we can build a continent, we can build a whole generation.
Wow. It's what you're already doing now, my brother. You know, when you came to me, let me start by giving a good shout out to Javio Joybet, a great guy,
Uh,
a hero in our community. That's a very powerful guy, man.
yeah,
That guy, that guy is super intelligent, super smart. You know, he's my
that's right.
guy.
Yeah, love you, bro. Great job.
Yeah, like what you're doing right now, you are encouraging me,
Mhm.
putting me on this platform to be able to talk about the things I do, talk about my story, talk about my frustrations, and my challenges and stuff like that, to be able to, inspire other people is what you're actually doing already. And is
Mm.
what we have to be doing.
Amen.
When I saw the vision of Kanasa and I told Miss L that Mr. Oliver Shum has come up with something very powerful, Kanasa, and I'm behind, the movement, it's exactly what you are talking about.
Mm.
And immediately I registered and became an active member of Kanasa,
Good
Douala
job, bro.
branch.
I love that.
I think on the 26th, we'll be having our first workshop here on public
Yeah,
speaking. So these are
congratulations.
the things. These
Mm.
are the things. When you see your brother doing something great, connect
Mm.
to that vision. This is you
Yeah.
now saying that you're going to also register to become a member of the John Eta Family Capital.
Mm.
You know, that's
Yeah.
how we should support each other.
Hmm.
There is no need to say, oh, I need to live in isolation or whatever. There's no power in that. It is when we mobilize ourselves and support each other, become inspiration for each other, encourage each other. I've seen Nigerians do that on a massive scale,
Hmm.
and we should create a community. I want to give a shout out to, my big sister Roy Mama, who's been someone who came recently and pushed the vision that we are doing so hard. She's an amazing person. I got a couple of friends like that overseas who are supporting us. Like, you have Tam Blessing in Canada, a lot of them in Philippines, and Anise in Philippines, across the globe.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that guys are showing
Keep
up from
on,
across the globe to be
keep on
part of
bringing.
this movement. And we
Hmm.
are building 1,000 outstanding armies. And guess what? We are raising 1.6 billion in the next 5 years.
Mm.
And in that amount, all of
Mm.
us have now access to borrow from 3 to 5 million francs inside that money and do whatever we want to do. For those
Mm.
who have very vibrant projects, you could borrow more 20, 30, 40, 50. Why not
Hmm.
100 million francs from it if you have a good project? If you just sign our contract, because our terms of borrowing money is that you pay 1% of the amount you borrow every week, which means if you borrow 5 million, every week you repay 50,000 francs.
Mm. Oh.
So the first thing is for us to mobilize ourselves to 1,000, and the second
Mm.
thing is to build the capital. It's already happening like magic. I thank all the JFC soldiers who are part of it. It's exactly what you are talking about,
I
working
love that.
together as a community.
I
That's why
love
when
that.
somebody asks me, who are you right now? I
Hmm.
just say I'm a community builder and an entrepreneur.
I love
You
that.
see,
Yeah, I love that. I
people
want
don't
to
know
take
why I
this.
keep talking about community building, because the
Yeah,
power is in It's not about building a business. No, if you build a business and there's no community behind that business, you are just struggling. You are just
exactly.
from fooling. You
Yeah,
know, like the
yeah,
French people, tu jongle. French people say le jonglage. You are just jongling.
yeah.
You know, but if you want to build legacy business that could last a lifetime,
Hmm.
that could be transgenerational, then the first thing to build is a community, is not a business.
I love that. So thank you so much, John. I want to take this
Yeah,
opportunity before we wrap close the curtains of this conversation. I want to thank. I want to just wow, this is amazing. We have a lot of people watching from all around the world. Sylvia coming up powerfully. Tame Cho, let's go. Digital secondary school, great. Start that in the building. We have Dancy Raymond. Shout out to Raymond, which is the literal president of the Cameroon National Speakers Association, great leader.
association. Yeah,
And a big shout out to Lonarikan Tusi, the national president of the Cameroon National Speakers Association as well.
association.
Genevieve Mokobe, amazing. I like listening to you, sirs. Thank you so much, Genevieve. We appreciate Impact Lenjo. Oh, powerful, powerful session. Stop complaining and strive to be at the top of your game. Absolutely, Lenjo. Time blessing, exactly. Try to do. Blessing is saying something. Blessing is saying that where is blessing? Blessing time where you exactly try to do your best wherever you are. Your little could become the change that somebody needs. Absolutely amazing blessing. That is it. Try to do your best wherever you are because your little could just be a game changer for somebody. And of course, we equally have Raymond says, uh, Impact says, Dr. January, thank you so much. Oh my God, lovely. Workshop coming up 26th of July. Yeah, mind blowing for the national speakers. Thank you, Raymond, for that reminder. And thank you, Kennedy Fi, watching from Kumbu. Oh my God, Kumbu, that's amazing. So we have a lot of people watching from different parts of the world. And so, okay, this is kind of something I want us to gradually close the curtains of this conversation with. You know, you are you know the nooks and the crannies of struggle in Cameroon, John, and
Yes.
there's kind of some jealousy among youth in Cameroon, kind of jealousy, envy, unnecessary jealousy and envy, and that is destroying a lot of talents, killing a lot of potentials, destroying a lot of dreams. What can you share to the people watching us on how to overcome jealousy and envy to support each other so we can grow together? Because when you're supporting somebody, you're connecting to that person's energy and you're connecting to the person's blessings. And when you do that from your heart, very soon you start having the result of that person is having instead of backbiting and backstabbing and saying all kinds of sort of negative things. What is your take on that? Because I see you actually promote the Global Speakers Advantage podcast, man. Like you share this, I interview people
Yeah.
all around the world. You keep sharing it, you commenting like, and I'm
Uh,
like, wow, this is amazing, right? That is what you're doing, but it's not everybody who does that. Right. You're doing that.
yeah.
You're not doing that for any reason, just because you want to see Oliver succeed in what he's doing. But what
Exactly.
if everybody was having your kind of mindset to begin to support each other, collaborate, and empower each other? What is the result we're gonna get? What's your advice on how to, instead of saying things, you want to just jump in and support and encourage? How can we do that? What's the take to the youth?
Man, that's a major challenge we have in Africa. Like seriously, that's a major challenge we have in our community. However, however, it is said you will never be criticized by someone who is doing better than you.
Mm,
Someone said that you will never be criticized by someone doing better than you, even if it looks like that person is doing better. Because some Vusi Temekwa was trying to say, no, that statement is true in certain conditions. That there are people who can be doing better than you and they still uh, try to
precisely.
bring you down.
Yeah, kind
Yes,
of.
but that is what you think that are better than you. The fact that someone has more money, a bigger car, a bigger house, does not mean that person is better than you.
Mhm.
Maybe the
Yeah.
person is not having significance.
Mhm.
So from what you're saying, the point you're bringing is very powerful because we need to support each other.
Yeah.
Now, I keep saying this: if I see somebody who is ahead of me,
Mhm.
like one guy was passing with a very beautiful car. I met the guy. I said, "Bro, please greet me. I want the grace, the God you are praying to. Tell that when you meet him again, tell him to that you met me, and I said he should also hold my hand. The grace in your life is too much. Please, I want God to bless you with more and more of this because thanks to you, I now have a dream to purchase something like this. He said, no, my brother, keep working. Your day will come. I said, sir, if there is any way I can serve you, please let me know. I'm a
Mm.
professional errand boy. You know, I'm a
Yeah.
professional errand boy. I could run errands. I run errands for a
Humility.
living.
I love that.
Yes.
Humility.
He said, okay, no problem. Get my number anytime I got something, I'll hook you up. 2 weeks after he called me and sent me on an errand and I went and executed, and that was it. If you see somebody who is ahead of you, go and serve that person. And
Mm.
don't always come with the attitude like, how can you help me, sir? Say, I want you to help me in this. People come to me and they don't know. That's why I came up with a concept called professional begging to teach you how the wealthy people beg.
Mm.
Wealthy people beg by giving, poor people beg by asking.
Powerful.
So when I was sharing these your videos up and down, commenting and so on, I was actually begging.
Mm,
It was professional begging. Now, fast forward, you have invited me on the same podcast.
wow. That's
That was
amazing.
my well. When I learned that Kanasa, you are the founder of Kanasa, I registered
Mm,
immediately.
mm,
That's how you beg. Professional
mm.
begging. You have to be a because wealthy people are very skilled professional beggars.
Yeah,
So
that's
they'll
very true.
come to you and they'll inundate you with their service, free service, give you gifts and so on. And before you know, you are already looking for ways that, okay, how can I also be of value to this person?
Yeah, yeah. You
Don't
feel
don't envy
guilty.
anyone.
Yeah.
See, there's in night at night, the sky is so beautiful when there are many
Yeah.
stars shining.
Mm,
Imagine when you see the sky very
mm,
dark with just one star or two stars. It's not as beautiful like when you see many stars
mm,
shining. And the sky up there is
mm,
quite wide for every one of us to shine.
mm,
Trying to dim someone else's light will not make your light shine brighter,
mm.
you know? And the more powerful, like just a few days ago, we're having a meeting with an international bank. I won't call the name.
Mhm.
But the guy who came for the meeting representing that bank is my friend in the University
Mm,
of Boya.
mm,
We have almost a 20 years friendship and relationship. And we have a lot of mutual respect for each other over the years.
mm,
On a very quick notice, that guy showed up here with one of the branch managers.
mm.
Less than 24 hours notice for a
Wow.
very high profile meeting. Why? Because of connection.
Mm,
Because you need to be in a circle where you have strong people. So imagine
yeah.
that I didn't have that strong person in that organization.
Mm,
In one other organization, I just came one in my office. One guy in one institution, very big institution, a multinational company, came and left me a pack of new books that he bought as my New Year gift. Oh, I was like, what? Till today,
mm.
I'm still looking for how I can serve that person. So recently, a project came that concerns their company, and I'm thinking to call him very soon to give him the contract.
Wow. That's amazing, bro.
But if I tell you the word of the contract, you'll be amazed. But how is he getting the contract? Because of some books he bought.
Mm.
You don't, the books he bought and came and gave me as gift, New Year
Yeah.
gift.
It's
And
it's
and I was
amazing.
not even around. I was in China.
It,
He dropped it at the secretariat and left.
it's amazing, bro. See, but that's game changing. I love that. For instance, there is a Cameroon family here in United States in Minnesota.
Yes.
They took me as their son. We have been
Yeah.
family friends. So the last time I visited them on the 9th of July, that was kind of Independent Day of celebration. I bought a
Yeah.
bottle of champagne for them. So
Yeah.
when I bought that champagne, I went home. Oh my God. When I went home, the husband was not around. It was the wife and the children that were there. So
Yes.
I opened the champagne. I said, Mom and Dad, this is what I bought for you for the 4th of July and all of that. And so when this woman saw that champagne, she was so excited until I became scared. I'm like, this is just champagne. It was like she was
Yes.
more excited. And she was like, Oliver, that was well thoughtful of you. And
Wonderful.
she kept the champagne on the table and said that her husband must see this as he comes back. And the husband
Wonderful.
drove home with the son. And the first thing she said was that, here's the champagne, Oliver, your son brought for you. And
You see?
he was so excited. I thought this is just champagne, right? This is just champagne, not
Yes.
anything big,
It's just
just champagne.
champagne.
Behold, the whole family gathered in the table of dinner. They popped the champagne. They prayed for me because of
Can
that
you imagine?
champagne. And
Wow.
everybody drank. The only daughter that had gone for work, they kept her own part of the champagne and said that she has to come and taste this champagne. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was like mind blowing. I'm like, wow, this is just a champagne.
It's symbolic. It's highly
It's so
symbolic, man.
symbolic, and that's what you're saying. So my question for you right now, bro, is this: I spend 30 minutes with young speakers, 15 minutes, and I share with them ideas it took me 15 years to put together.
Can
and
you imagine?
they go and do amazing things. They immediately start having speaking opportunities or opportunities left and right. And I just spend 15 to 30 minutes with them. Now, I don't want to open up myself too much to a lot of people, because
Yeah.
most of the time when you open up a lot to people who don't see your value, they don't respect what you're going to be
Thank
sharing with them.
you. Thank
What
you.
advice do you give on importance of young people sacrificing for the value they want to have in exchange? Because some people think that they could just come to your office, John Eta, they will just take half an hour of conversation with you. They have not booked you, they're not compensating you for the value you're sharing with them. That's what some people
Yeah.
think. So, what do you have to say to educate our young people on the importance of respecting people's time, on the importance of valuing people's time, on the importance of being able to sacrifice for the time that they want to get from you and from any mentors and coaches out there, please? Because
That's a very powerful question.
if you get something for free, you will not use it. When you pay for it at times,
You
you feel
not
like
value it.
I want to
You
value
know
this thing because I paid for it.
exactly. You know, there's no free meal in this world, and what you're talking about is about creating profitable, investing in profitable and strategic relationships. Life is about relationships.
Mm,
So you need to invest in those relationships as a person. If you don't invest in our relationships, the relationships will not serve you. So that's this is my message for the young people. Invest in profitable relationships. How? When you meet someone who is ahead of you, don't ask the person to help you for anything until you must have served the person. Now on social media, little things like just liking, commenting, and sharing matters a lot to some people. That's how you get the person's attention.
mhm,
You do have a period of time before you can now slide into the DM and try to have a conversation.
mhm,
You've never commented on my post, you've never
mhm,
liked, and you're coming
mhm.
inbox to talk with me. Am I your
Yeah,
friend?
that's a big
You
question.
know, you're asking my number on the comment section and so on,
Mhm.
things like that. You are being very casual with serious things. People
Yeah.
need to learn how to network. That's a whole school, you know.
Mm,
Attend events. You see somebody that you admire, he or she is organizing an event, do your best to go attend. Buy the ticket. The higher the price of the event, the better for you to get that person's attention.
yeah, very true.
If there are events in Cameroon for 5 million francs, I will pay
Mm,
if I have the money. If you put events for 100 million, if I have the money, I will pay for it.
mm,
Because no one is going to put 100 million francs for an event without having something to give you that is worth 1 billion at
yeah,
least.
thank you. Now, please, I want to reiterate what you said. No one is gonna pay or ask you to pay for an event for 100,000 if you don't have something of 1 billion to give. I hope they got you right.
I hope they got me right, bro. That's
Yes, let me
essentially what it
retrain it.
is.
So what Jonathan is saying that you what when you are charging people for 1,000 service or product, the value they should be getting in return should be at least 10,000. So they are paying 1,000 to get a
Yes.
10,000 value,
10 times.
and that is it.
Yes.
So if somebody is charging an event for 1,000 francs, the person is very sure that the value you're getting is 10,000 francs value.
It's 10,000.
So I just wanted to
Exactly.
reiterate on that.
Yes, that's a very important aspect because life is all about, it's not about working hard. It's about relationship. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
one guy got into my business and took the business from 10 to 1,000 in three
Mm,
months.
amazing.
Hypothetically, just to give an
Mhm.
example, an analogy of the figures, he took the business from 10 to 1,000 in 3 months. One
Mm,
contact.
great. John Eta, what advice will you
Yes,
give people in America, in Dubai, in Europe, in all around the world, from Cameroon or from Africa, on investment? Because some of them that they don't know how to invest, they don't know what to invest, and many of them watching right now, they are in their 40s, in their 50s, their 60s, and they're like, what can I really do? As an expert, as an entrepreneur, what do you suggest for those who are watching us from different parts of the world and they want to go back to Africa and invest?
all right. If you have less than 5 million francs, I'll tell you to invest in yourself.
Mm,
All right, invest that money in yourself.
mm,
Upskill, get into circles, get into networks, learn how to sell,
mm,
invest that money into yourself. Now, for those who are overseas, invest in real estate because you don't want headache. You see land and buildings,
Mm,
you are not feeding them. Now, some people say, oh, if I come and invest my 20, 30, 100 million francs in real estate, it's going to take me 20 years to recover back the money. That is because they don't know why they should invest. They don't know about financial intelligence.
mm,
If you invest 100 million francs into a building, a rental building, and you see that for that building to break even is going to take 20 years or 18 years, right? Which is
mm,
normally the case from
mm,
15 to 20 years.
mm,
Don't depend on that. Don't receive that money in that of that building. What you should do is that send them the rents of that building into a bank account and service that account.
mm.
Now, each time you need that 100 million, the bank will always make that 100 million available for you in cash so that you can build another house
Mm.
and put it again on rent. You get the point?
Yeah.
And you just be flipping it like that, refinancing on the same 100 million. You always have liquid and you'll be having more buildings, and that's how you create wealth.
Mm,
Now, you need to partner with a financial institution before you can be wealthy. The details of that, I'm available as a consultant.
mm,
Let them reach out to me. You can put my number on the comments section.
mm,
Reach out to me. I charge just 10,000 francs a minute
mm.
if you want to have, tailored, solutions for your financial problems, because I can even help you on how to turn the small income that you're making every week, every month to a huge amount of capital in the shortest possible time using the concept of financial leverage.
Mm.
These are
So
things that
you,
people don't know.
yeah, they need to get to you because you're
Yes.
charging for 1 hour. You're charging 60,000 francs, if I got it right.
No, 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 no. I'm charging 10,000 francs a minute.
So it means that 1 hour, if 10,000 francs is equal to 1 minute, then
Yes.
uh 60,000
1 hour
francs should
has
be equal to
60
60
minutes,
minutes.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So 60 minutes times 10,000,
Is that
that's
60,000?
600,000.
600,000. Correct.
Yeah, it's just a thousand
600,000.
dollars. Yes.
600,000 per hour. It's
For,
good that they should
for,
get
for
that
an
right.
hour. But
I
here's
love
the point. If you join my community, we could have a conversation.
I love that. Pretty good.
If you
So
join the John Eta Family Capital, if you join the JFC Army, you have access to me.
oh, that's
Why?
pretty good.
Because you said something about taking people from zero to where they want to be. Oliver, the first 7 years of my life, I was helping people from zero, because zero is about the mindset.
Yeah.
When somebody is at zero, you are trying to help the person to become. From 2024, I said I'm not taking anyone again from zero. I've curated more than 240 videos free on the internet. If you want anything free, I'm creating content consistently till now. It's on the internet. If you want strategic information,
Good.
you have to pay. You have to get into my circle. I can take you from one. I'm not taking you from zero. I can
Great.
take you from one to any level you want to be, but I cannot take anyone again from zero.
Yep.
I've passed that level.
Great. So
I,
Jonathan
if you
interview
are
said
you
that.
are still at zero, I don't even want to meet you.
Mhm. So
I don't want to meet you.
you have to watch his videos first before you come to him, so you
Yes.
upgrade. So so
Yes. I don't want to meet you. I don't want to meet you. I don't want to meet you if you're at zero. I don't want
yeah.
to meet you.
So
I don't have time.
your 1 hour coaching session is $1,000, John. one thousand
Exactly.
dollars. You have a 1 hour coaching session with John. That's amazing. And so
Not
John,
coaching, it's consultation. This is
consultation.
consultation session.
I'm used to
Yes.
coaching, so I got back to that.
Because in that
So
consultation, I'm not only going to give you the strategies, I'm going to give you the connections,
mhm,
and I'll show
yep,
you how you can even get access to more capital from the things you want to do.
great. John, if you can
Yeah.
permit one of my team members of myself to put your email or your number on the
No, put
chat
my
box.
WhatsApp number, my WhatsApp
Okay,
numbers,
okay, cool.
plus,
So that
plus 237, plus
okay,
237,
just
676.
okay. They just have to do that quick.
Yes.
Plus 237
237
mm-hmm,
676
676.
000 three times
There we go.
977.
Mm-hmm.
676 000 three times 977. Hit me up on
Great,
WhatsApp. I respond to all messages regardless.
cool.
Myself.
I love that, bro. So
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, they have to reach out to you, man. Yeah, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you,
So
bro. Thank you.
great. Yeah, you're doing an amazing job. So closing words. So what are your parting words, John? What are your parting words for our listeners and to our viewers around the world? So just a quick one. Thank you so much, amazing Dr. Jack Neal. Thank you. When great minds meet, like YouTubers, conversations happen. Love it. Thank you so much, friend. Time blessing. Grow. You need to keep jealousy away and make connections with the people you are jealous of. Thank you. Support them, like them, share their stuff, and that is it. Blessing time. Beautiful. I love that. Little actions matters. Thank you, Linjo. Then Dixon Z, amazing, great conversations, so much wisdom shared. Thanks so much, sirs. Great job. Impact, thank you. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, I love that. Beautiful. So, dear friend, it was an amazing session today with John Eta, a community builder, an amazing entrepreneur, founder, CEO, leader, of course, and a father and a dad. And let us know which part of the world you're watching us from. That's so important. The part of the world you're watching us from is very, very important. And which African entrepreneur will you love or recommend or suggest for us or nominate for us to be interviewed at the Global Speakers Advantage podcast? It is important for us as well to know. And so, to John Eta, my guest, dear guest for today, what are your parting words for today? And even before you go to your parting word, uh, you've traveled a lot. What are some three tools that you cannot travel without as a speaker, as a trainer, as an entrepreneur, as a CEO? Three things that you must have with you before you travel, just so that our audience around the world can also know that it's important to have these three things as you travel around the world. Okay?
Yeah, the first thing is that I'm constantly studying. So the first thing is a book when I'm on a
Oh,
flight. Yeah, having my
oh,
earphone. Yes, always having a book, earphone. I don't carry lots of luggages. The first time I was traveling, I was embarrassed because I carry a very big box. So I have a very small bag, with my laptop inside, and that's it. Anything I will need, or buy it overseas.
I
So
love that.
that's basically it. And I have my complimentary cards because, you know, you could just meet someone,
Yeah.
you have to exchange contacts very smart, either through the QR code or you just slide in a complimentary card and the
Mhm.
conversation goes on. So
Okay.
basically, that's it. I always have
Book.
an elevator pitch ready in my
Okay.
mind
Elevator
to
pitch.
be able
Okay.
to, yes, to do whatever I want to do. I,
Okay.
I've already crafted a message on how to introduce myself in the way that you know who I am, you know what I'm doing in just 30 seconds.
I love that. So your
Yes,
elevator pitch, a book, a complimentary card, and of course your laptop,
exactly.
plus your headset to
So,
listen to your books and to your music, whatever.
yes, exactly. So I'll just end by saying that to our people back home, we need to become the people. We need to work together because it's only together that we can move this nation ahead. To the diaspora, there is nothing we can do in Cameroon without you.
Mm,
Nothing. There's no nation in the world that's been able to develop without its diaspora.
mm,
So we are counting on you guys for us to partner with us. Those of us who have decided to stay back home to build this wonderful nation. Nobody's going to come build it for us. So we
yeah.
need your contribution. The Cameroonian diaspora or the African diaspora is the giant of Africa. We're talking about 250 million people of African descent scattered all over the diaspora. That is the third biggest economy in the world. We can't just sleep on that. We have a lot to do back on this beautiful continent. Africa is rising, and we are counting on you so that together we can build a new narrative. Bring all your expertise, your knowledge, your money, whatever. Let's build this wonderful continent. This is where life is. Is nowhere. There's nowhere else like home. Let's do it,
Yeah.
man.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it,
it.
man. Let's do it. What's up, man? Let's do it. I love that,
So
bro.
I'm inviting all of you to join the John Eta Family Capital, aka the JFC Army. We're mobilizing 1,000 outstanding Cameroonians, both home and abroad,
Mhm.
to build a small capital of 1.6 billion francs. But that 1.6 billion francs will be flipped. Oliver, I'm sure you watched the video where I used 1,000 francs and printed 6,000 francs in debt. amongst three
Wow.
people. Have you watched that video?
I've not yet watched it.
So I've discovered how the banks and countries print money
Mm,
in the economy, in the marketplace,
mm,
and you can multiply any huge amount of money you have if you are a community. I
wow.
know the strategy. It's a strategy found in what we call quantum econophysics. It's a
Mm,
very, very detailed program. China is using it. America has been using it for like ever. You
mm,
know, Cameroon is using it, but not very well. That's why we are not going where we have to go. If Cameroon knew how to use it, Cameroon would have been giving loans of 10 to 20 million francs to every Cameroonian youth.
mm.
But they're not doing it. So I
That's
want
amazing.
us. JFC is using that principle. I'm using
Mm,
it within the framework of the John Eta World Creation Blueprint. So I'm
mm.
inviting you all to be part of it. Let's build world together. It's already working. We're moving mountains. This is someone who was
Amazing.
homeless. I never had anything going on for me, but today we're running 1% Club, a multi-billion francs company, real estate company that we built in less than 4 years.
That's
We're also
amazing, bro.
running JANGICCUL Cooperative Credit Union in 4 years. We're already worth over 1 billion francs, and all of that is because we have a powerful team that is committed to transparency, structure, and operations. So this is what we're doing. We're inviting you all so that we can build together,
Hmm.
and make history.
I love that, bro. And I think
Thank
people
you.
like John, they need to be protected. They need to be prayed for all the time. They need to be provided water to drink all the time. And thank you so much, John, for
Thank you.
being a guest in the Global Speakers Advantage podcast. Here we bring the best of the best in their games from all around the world, top speakers, top global speakers, entrepreneurs to share their stories. And we're just happy that you happen to be one of them. And we're
Thank
able
you.
to have you
I'm
here
honored,
blessing
man.
our audience. Yeah, great job, bro. Great job. And so
Yeah.
for those
Thank
watching
you.
right now, if you have a story and you want the world to know your story, a 5 minute story you want to create and share it in the platform and secure a speaking opportunity. This is an opportunity for you to reach out to talks and so we can grab your story, 5 minute story, upload on our edit the story and upload on our talks platform so we can expose you to your international and global speaking gigs. And just to let you know, John, how can people reach out to you apart from WhatsApp? Is there any other social
No,
media
what's
platform people can
Facebook? You
find you
can
at?
inbox me on Facebook. I respond to
Great,
every message on Facebook. John Eta. I'm verified with a blue tick, so you can just
great
write me,
job,
send me a DM, slide to my DM and send me a message, and we'll take it from there. But approach
great.
me well. I don't want hi, hello. I'm not into that. Come
I
straight,
love that.
introduce yourself. Tell me how you got to know me, and tell me exactly how I can help you. I don't want hi, hello, how are you? You are not a doctor. I didn't say
Awesome,
I'm sick. Come
awesome,
straight,
great,
tell me what you want to do, and we take it from there.
great. Are you on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram?
I'm on LinkedIn, but Facebook is the best place to catch me.
Awesome, great. And that was how we
Yeah.
got it for today at the Global Speakers Advantage podcast. Wherever you are around the world, stay blessed and stay focused. And remember that you're a community builder, just as our guest said it. And of course, we're looking forward to catching you in the next episode. This is coming up on Tuesday, the 22nd of July. And we can't wait to see you then. All right. So
We're
stay
inviting
blessed.
every one of you. For those who are in Douala, Yaoundé, and so on, make it a date with us on the 26th because we're going to be having the public speaking workshop. Come and learn how to take your speaking game to the next level. There's a deficit
Absolutely.
of public speakers in Cameroon, and you
Yeah.
can be one of them. And through public speaking, just like Mr. Oliver Nshom, your life can change and you can go international. So
Yeah.
we're welcoming you.
Meet it there in Cameroon, in Douala on the 26th, guys. Don't miss out. It's going to
Yeah,
be a game changer adventure. And the
yeah.
leaders are here and they can testify. So see you at the top. Until we meet again, bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you very much, bro.
Awesome, bro. Great.